Hey guys, I am back with another Company of Heroes gameplay. This is on Semois, or Semois as it's supposed to be called, but I call it Semois. I'm playing as the Americans, as you can see. My opponent is the Wehrmacht, and I would say this is one of the better games that I've had recently. And better, by better, I mean more entertaining, not like I do better. I mean, I think I do well. In my opinion, I do well. But it's one of the more entertaining games that I've had recently. So I do a standard 2 engineer start, build a barracks with ones and the other to fuel because Americans need more fuel than they need munitions. I could have sent them to the munitions on the left because that often gets forgotten, that little munitions point right there. But I just figured, get fuel on the right and then go farther right and at the very bottom of the map get the munitions point down there, which I just clicked on, and then get the fuel, the strategic point, do the shift Q thing. Now somebody did mention on my channel that I should use the tac map for doing that, but if I use the tac map, it will be an attack move command, not just a move command. So if they encounter any enemies, they'll stop and try to fight them. And then once they're done fighting them, then they'll go capture the point, which I don't really want. I would prefer for them to just keep walking unless I manually tell them to stop walking. And yeah, that's just a personal preference. Some people would prefer attack move. I personally prefer just move. So I never issue commands on the tac map. So as you can see, I have my engineers, well, one of my engineers on the left side capturing the munitions point. My rifles are capturing this strategic point like they do almost every single game that is played. And then I'm going to have my rifles go and try to capture the enemy's main fuel point next to their base, but I want to have 2 rifle squads to go do that before, or I want to have 2 rifle squads to go do that instead of just 1. So I have this rifle squad capturing points here just to stall and delay or do something while waiting for the second rifle squad to come out. So once they're done capturing this point, I'm just going to have them go, and then the second squad comes out right now, so it won't be too far behind, in my opinion, so it'll be good enough. I see that the enemy has the fuel point at the top right now, or rather, the small fuel point at the top. I guess it'd be the top, not really sure how to call that one. But yeah, I'm like, okay, rifle squad, you can go there instead. But turns out there's no enemies there, it's just a disconnected point. That's why it's flashing, not because they're capturing it. And that is also why there's no white flashing, it's just light red and dark red. So I'm like, okay, just go ahead and capture the fuel point. The second rifle squad, just follow that squad, go close to the fuel point, don't go too close. My engineers are being attacked by an MG, but they only lose 1 guy. I'm like, oh, another Pyro squad to kill, or rather the first Pyro squad to kill, so go in green cover and kill them. This kind of works. As you can see, the Pyros can't really get into green cover here, but I am still losing the battle. As you can see, now I have 1 member, and just retreat. My third rifle squad is now done being built, and I am capturing the enemy's fuel point, but he is capturing my munitions point right here, so I know, okay, this is where he is targeting his main force, but then an MG shows up here. So I move both my rifle squads back here so that they don't get suppressed. I do not want to get suppressed. I want to still be able to fight back. If I'm suppressed, I'll get pinned, and then he can come attack me with more Volks, and that'll just end in a disaster. So I move him back so that they won't get suppressed, and at least he does not have his fuel. He is disconnected from it, along with any other point on the left, which would only be his munitions point, because I have everything else on the left. So there's a Pioneer squad trying to capture my munitions point. I try to kill this Volk squad, but the MG is there. I'm like, okay, just retreat. It's not worth trying to kill him because I know I will lose that battle. Volk's in a church against, well, with an MG against my rifle squad in green cover. The Volks and MG will win. So here I take a risk with just 1 rifle squad to try to capture the point, but a Volk squad shows up and his MG turns out it's gone, so that's nice. So I just tell my riflemen to halt and fight the Volks instead of capturing the point, because I don't really need the point, I just want to keep him from getting the point, because without fuel he can't take up, he can't get veterancy. Yeah, he can't do much, but he decides to go back into that cover, so I'm like, okay, I'm pretty much in cover. He can't really even see me, like his Volks can't see my riflemen, so capture the point, and yeah, I get the point. I send this rifle squad over to the right side because I am afraid he will try to move up there, or I wanted to capture points. Not sure which one it was, but either way, going to the right would be beneficial in this case. So I can capture points or prevent him from capturing mine. He has an MG in this house right here, which is nice for a cutoff, but surprisingly, he's not suppressing these rifles. I would have expected him to, because they're on the wrong side of the green cover, but hey, it's not suppressing them, so I'm like, okay, awesome. Rifles aren't serving any purpose there, though.
Supply
but
lines
yeah.
are broken. We have territory
Anyways,
cut off from supply.
I now have BARs, and I went BARs because obviously I took his fuel, and I also have mine. So he's not getting much fuel at all. I'm not afraid of any vehicles, and BARs are going to be a good way to attack his infantry. And then I pulled off this three-way flank, one rifle squad on either side of the building, along with flamers on the side. Managed to get the MG out, it retreats, Volks retreat, and I'm not sure if I kill anyone there, but yeah, I managed to get that flank off and done really well. Really would have helped him if he had some Volks around, but that still would not have been enough. I still would have made that flank because I had 2 squads with BARs and 1 flamer. He would be pretty screwed with just 1 Volks and 1 MG. He'd need more than that to counter that flank. So now I'm capturing the middle VP specifically, along with the munitions point on my side of the VP. On the right, they're not finding any enemies, so I'm like, okay, just go capture points. I always queue up a bunch of points, planning to just forget about the squad until they encounter enemies, because that's just the way I play. I like to focus on one thing at a time, but you have to multitask. If you don't multitask, you're gonna be really bad at this game.
Cut off from supply.
Yeah, I think I mentioned that in another video really in depth. I'm not gonna do that in this video, but yeah, you always want to keep your opponent doing multiple things at once, fighting on multiple fronts. So I had that rifle squad fighting, or not fighting, trying to capture points, but then the MG was right there, so that didn't happen.
Germans are after one of our munitions.
And I have 3 squads in the middle doing absolutely nothing, which is really not a good thing. Yeah, mortar could easily take him out, or any kind of indirect fire or explosive or something. But now he sends 3 Volks and an MG. My flamers have to retreat because the MG got them. I was planning with this rifle squad in the house to actually attract the MG fire, but that didn't happen because, well, he brought 3 other Volk squads and another MG. So I now have 2 rifle squads fighting 3 Volk squads and 2 MGs. It's not going to turn out well, that's quite obvious. And I think I lose the squad. He retreats for some odd reason. And my mine manages to kill 1 MG guy there, which was really nice.
We'll have him back to full strength in no time.
Back at my base, I'm reinforcing and moving squads up to the barracks to reinforce, so that way when they're done reinforcing, they're already closer to the front line. I mean, they're like, what, a second closer? But still, it helps. Every little bit helps in this game, especially because there's so much luck in this game. Anything to throw the luck in your favor is good. So I see that he has the MG in the house. I'm like, okay, how do I want to make this flank? I choose to... You can see what I'm doing for the flank. I have 1 rifle squad, 1 flamer squad going together, and then 1 rifle squad going alone. The one alone is going to be the bait. The flamer and rifle squad together are going to be the flankers. But then I get another rifle squad out because I was building one in the barracks, and I'm floating quite a few resources right now. But yeah, this flank is actually going really well right now. Decided to put the flamers in the building because that just gives them more cover. And I do notice that he decided to use assault nades, or whatever they're called, blitz nades, I don't know. That MG really quickly, but I also lose my flamer squad to those nades. However, he loses most of his Volk squad, so I lost a flamer squad in exchange for killing a full MG squad and 4 out of 5 Volks. So I think that's a really good deal. And I got a vet on one of my squads. Vet 1, the one I have selected right now. He's capturing my munitions point, and there's a mine right next to him, which I was highlighting with my mouse. I did not expect his MG here. I forgot about it. Or, no, I did know it was there. I was trying to flank it, but I used the wrong squad to flank, ended up going the wrong direction, and it just didn't turn out well. Luckily, this rifle squad does not get shot at, so he gets to pull off the flank. I'm not sure if it's successful or not, I can't remember, but he at least starts the flank, I guess. That grenade gets 2 guys, and does he kill? Yep, kills the 3rd. So that is a successful flank, even though I made a mistake in that. So that was really lucky. I think he forgot about his pioneers right there. Do I kill him? Maybe? No, doesn't look like it. Nah, he gets off on the minimap. You might be able to see it. So I'm floating lots of resources. I'm like, okay, might as well tech up even though I don't really need to, because I have BARs, I have most of the map, but he does have that, his fuel point next to his base now. I don't have that anymore, so I should tech up just in case he brings out vehicles, but I'm pretty sure he's not. He does have grenadiers, and because I took his fuel early on, that made him plan on being tier 2 mainly. Like, there's very little chance of tier 3 or tier 4 showing up anytime soon, because I took his fuel early, so his mindset is, oh no, I don't have fuel. I need to go with a plan or strategy that has low fuel usage, which would be tier 2.
Down to 300 points.
So I'm pretty sure he's going tier 2 at this point, especially because he has grenadiers out. So yeah. Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. I know he's going tier 2, so I decided to take up. I do lose that rifle squad, and do I lose this one? I don't think I will. That's 4 guys, and they're almost out.
Underway. Threat to our victory point.
But I did lose 1 rifle squad at the top where the victory point is. He's now capturing it. Those assault nades or blitz nades, I can't remember what they're called. Yeah, I think it's assault nades, and then the bundle grenade is, well, the bundle grenade. Yeah. That's an ability I never use because I hardly ever go blitz. When I play as Wehrmacht, I usually go defensive. I've always, not always, but defensive is my favorite doctrine, even before it got that huge buff back whenever it was a long time ago. Like back before it made bunkers have more health and stuff like that. I used defensive because I just found it to be really good doctrine even then, but most people didn't like it, so it got a big buff. I was like, yay, but also boo. Yay, because my favorite doctrine is now stronger. Boo, because people will now expect people to use defensive, which means it's not going to be as useful to me. Because part of the usefulness was its surprise, like nobody expected it. Everyone expected blitz or terror. Anyways, as you saw, I just retreated a rifle squad because of more assault nades, which are doing really, really well against my riflemen. But luckily I didn't lose the full squad. I'm slowly destroying that Volk squad, 1 squad at a time. But it's costing me more to destroy it than it'll cost him when I actually destroy it. But I guess you can consider munitions in that, because it is costing him munitions. Lots of munitions for those assault nades. So I'm wanting to attack the middle now because I have lost most of the map. The rifle squad's fighting a grenadier squad. I'm like, okay, just go up close and destroy him. The grenadier squad has now has 2 members, almost dead. I was gonna throw a grenade on one of the squads, but he decides to move his Volks away, and then he now has 3 squads fighting me. So I just decided to retreat, because that is not good. These Volks right here are so screwed. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow, they died so quickly. All 5 of their little plus XPs showed up at once. I mean, not exactly at once, but you could see them all at the same time. So yeah, that Volk squad was screwed. I think he forgot about them because he was focused on the action going on in the very bottom of the map, the south part, where I had my rifle squad retreat. So he forgot about those Volks capturing in the middle and lost them because of that. And that's what I was talking about with multitasking. You want to fight on multiple fronts and get your opponent to where he he cannot fight on all those fronts. Like, he can't pay attention to all of them at once, giving you the advantage if you can. I mean, obviously, if you can't, you might be hurting yourself there, because your opponent might be able to handle him, but you can't, which means you're a worse player anyways. So in the middle, I have my Vet 1 squad fighting the Volk squad, and a Grenadier squad, and a med bunker is there. I don't know if that showed up earlier or if I just now saw it, but the med bunker is there. That one Pio with 1 HP is trying to capture that point. Not sure why.
Krauts are grabbing our territory.
I think my rifles get him right here. Yep,
Enemy
there goes
unit
that
down.
Pio. Am I going to retreat these guys? 'Cause they really need to be retreated. Oh, they die. Yep, I retreat late. That's a problem with this game. I think I retreat late quite a bit. That's the one thing I do wrong. You saw that I tried to throw a grenade there. I don't know if I did because my screen is black right now. Yeah, I still don't know if I did, but I'm dodging grenades right now. The sad part about dodging grenades, I can't pick who to shoot at, but yeah, I'm still stronger because I have Vet 1, I have BARs, and I have green cover, which his Volks did not have, so his Volks died. I know I have Vet 2, and that Gren squad is dead. But I know those medics are going to go to work, so I want to attack those medics, as you see right there. But an MG decides to show up. So there's the MG, and yeah, just move out of the way early enough, or quickly enough rather, and shoot the medics. Managed to get 1. He now has 3 out of the 4 necessary men in his med bunker, which I am actually thinking about right now in the game when I'm playing it. And I'm like, okay, when that next medic comes to gather another body, I need to shoot it, but I miss it. I miss that opportunity. He gets another body, and yep, there's the squad that just popped up. Because I missed that opportunity to shoot the second medic. But it's okay because I have BARs and Vet 2. He is so screwed. Unless he uses assault nades, which he did. Yeah, let's see. I don't know who wins this now. Oh, I'm pretty sure I'm going to lose this.
Supply lines are broken.
Come on, retreat, retreat. Yeah, retreat. Of course, stunned retreat doesn't do much, I guess.
Enemy unit down.
Well, there we go. At least they're running. And I managed to kill the Volk squad here. In the middle, I have another rifle squad, no vet. But, oh yeah, he also manages to kill my AT gun with a mortar. The AT gun crew, actually, not the AT gun itself. The AT gun's still sitting there doing nothing. So I see the mortar, I see the med bunker, I see the MG. I try to kill the MG with a grenade. Only kills 1 guy and really damages the other 2, but not enough. I'm still gonna have to retreat because of that mortar. So I'm thinking he has no AT right now. I'm sending my M8 in, but boom, half the health gone from 1 shot from the what's it called, the pack.
Huns are taking our territory.
So I put him behind this building, out of range of the pack and out of line of sight of the pack, and I try to kill the MG. For some reason, his MG decides to run towards my M8 and dies. I'm pretty sure he just clicked the exit on a building, and his MG just naturally ran that way. Never hit the exit button on a building. Always select the squad, then click exit, and then choose which direction you want him to go. And that is why, like, you saw his MG died because he just clicked exit. He didn't choose the way his MG should go when it exits. So there's another tip right there. A very important tip. Very small, but very important. And it does take more time to select the squad, click exit, and then choose where to exit than just clicking the exit button once, but it is very much worth it in the middle of a firefight. It also saves your squad some walking time if they come out the wrong exit and you need to go all the way around a building or all the way around some obstacle. Anyways, there's now an MG in the house at the top where my engineers were. I retreated my engineers. It's most likely they're not going to capture the point with an MG shooting at them. They'd most likely get pinned really quickly. I think their suppression values were decreased. I don't know. They don't get suppressed as easily anymore with the new patch. So, yeah, but I still think they would get suppressed. So I tell my engineers at the base to go ahead and repair the M8 because they're there anyways, and the M8 needs repairs. I have rifle squads, a double vet rifle squad on the south part, capturing points. Once again, just queue up the points, and if they encounter enemies, do something to help them so that they win against the enemies. You just saw a mortar shot come in. That mortar is going to prove to be very annoying for this whole game. Yeah. You see I throw a grenade in this building with the MG, he only kills one guy. One of my squads get double vet and then retreats. Oh, I have another double vet squad right here. I tell them to go capture points because they're not going to be able to do anything in front of the MG in the building. But I do have one squad on the side of the building where the MG cannot shoot out because there are no windows there unless you create windows. But he does move his MG out, sadly, and suppresses me, and I'm pretty sure I end up retreating here. Let's see. Yep, retreat, right there, retreated. Because they moved out of green cover on their own, even though they're getting shot at, instead of moving to green cover. Oh yes, I send my M8 over here to kill the MG, and then I see Volks. I'm like, oh no, that's not good, because he has Panzerfaust. Move out of the way. Just go around the building, don't get shot. No, what are you doing? Bam, it's hit. Okay, so that's one hit. And I'm just like, okay, whatever. It's gonna take 3 hits. There is a refill time on the Panzerfaust. Just go ahead and kill as much of the MG as you can in that time. And then move away. These guys are getting hit by the mortar. My rifle's on the right. As you can see, I'm putting them in green cover to fight these grenadiers. Right here, well, not even right here, just in general, vet would really help this guy a lot. I have vet 2 rifle squads with BARs. His squads don't stand much of a chance at all. So vet would really help him a lot in this case. Back where the M8 was, the Volks didn't get killed, but the the MG got killed. That's what it's called. I told the M8 to kill the MG and then just run away after that. And now the engineers can repair the M8 with the glowing repair icon above him. That'd be hilarious if you saw that in real life. It'd be kind of freaky too. That second M8 they had there just died. Yeah, I totally forgot about that M8 actually. I had him there as support for my rifles, but then I forgot about him. And he got killed by a pack, so that's not very good for me. But at the same time, it's not too bad because I have the upper hand right now. I have 2 of the 3 VPs. I also have more VP points, I guess, even though VP has points in it. He has the middle of the map, and I'm capturing it, starting with the VP, because I just want to go ahead and finish him. I know I have the upper hand and can win it, but I want to go ahead and finish him to prevent him from getting the upper hand, because there's still a chance he will get the upper hand. And so I retreat that squad. He only has 1 member left. And the M8's fully repaired, reinforcing squads in the HQ. And I'm planning to go ahead and get his fuel again because I don't want him to get the upper hand, like I just said 30 seconds ago. So I do have 1 squad going ahead and trying to get the fuel for him, or his fuel from him.
Reinforcement underway.
An AT gun is built because I'm kind of expecting vehicles since he's had that fuel for so long. I mean, I took it at the beginning, but he's had it long enough to actually get tier 3 or tier 4. So I want to make sure he doesn't get vehicles. That M8, I actually decided to send him into the base because there's no enemies there. I really meant for him to be support for the rifle squad, while the rifle squad captured the fuel point, but the M8 instead just gets to go in the base because there's no enemies at that fuel point. I had to go ahead and tell him to plant a mine at the HQ so that if any squads retreat to try to kill my M8, they will get hit by that mine. And then I tell him to go attack the tier 2 building. I don't know if I told him to attack it or just told him to move, but I am going to tell him to attack it at some point. Before I tell him to attack it, I decide to put a mine next to the tier 2 building. I decide which exit I want, or entrance I want. Exit, actually. Exit, yeah. What I said first was right. The exit. And I choose the one where vehicles come out of. Because I can deal with infantry. I have Vet 2 and rifles with BARs. Infantry are easy to deal with. Half-tracks and packs, not so much. And I also want to kill his pack so that my inmate has free reign. Now here I have the mine in front of his base, or his HQ, so I'm moving my inmate back to try and lure him over the mine. And boom, all 4 of his Volks are dead, so that's the end of that Volk squad. And then I tell my inmate to just go kill those pioneers, because they need to die. Just because they exist, they need to die.
Enemy unit down.
I go ahead and tell that rifle squad to retreat because he only has 4 guys. My inmate actually got Vet 1 from killing so many units already. 8 infantry, actually. And then he gets shot by a pack, so I'm like, oh no, screw the mine, just move back. Yes, the pack missed. And I'm behind the building, the pack can't hit me, but I am pretty sure he's screwed at this point. So, I'm not quite sure what to do. Because if I move my inmate, it's going to be in the line of sight of the pack. But the inmate dies anyways, so that's the end of that. But at least he killed a full Volk squad and full Pio squad, so I would say that it was worth it. I'm floating fuel, so the fuel cost doesn't matter, and in terms of manpower, the inmate's only 280, Volks are 280, plus the 120 for Pioneers, so that was a win for me. I tried to throw a grenade on these, this mortar, but the mortar moves, and I don't cancel the grenade, because I was stupid thinking that the mortar would just sit there. I'm not really sure what I was thinking there, but the grenade goes off, and that's that. The mortar survives. So I'm floating stuff, like I said. I decided to go infantry company because I want the artillery. I want to throw the artillery on his bunker in his mortar, and I have infantry moving up. That's a separate topic, but here you see I have the bunker and mortar together, but I retreat too early and don't have line of sight of those 2 anymore. I have a rifle squad just defending that fuel point. He's not going to get that point back without an MG.
Enemy unit down.
Yeah. Just killed a grenadier squad, I think. That's what the guy looked like he was from. At the fuel point that he should have, but I actually have, because he's not guarding it. So I have the church, and I'm making a flank around here. I decided to go in the building there, just to get line of sight on the bunker and mortar. And there we go. And then place the artillery. And I just leave my squad in there to shoot the MG and whatever they said to shoot. Because I think they'll survive. I really should have recorded the blast killing the mortar, but I moved away just before it. Because I had to go control some other squads to move up, because now that the mortar is dead, and the MG is focusing on that rifle squad in the building, I can move my rifles up to help go kill the MG, so that my rifle squad in the building is not trying to do it all alone. And in the meantime, I find a pack, so my rifles are shooting the pack while throwing a grenade at the MG. The pack is dead, grenade is thrown, and MG is dead. The mortar gets picked up by Pioneers because he really doesn't want me to have that mortar. He knows how good that mortar is, because it's distracted me or killed me this whole game. But I do manage to kill the mortar. So that's the end of the mortar. Sadly, I don't get the mortar, but at least he loses the mortar, so if he wants it back, and he wants those Pios back, it's going to cost him 120 manpower for the Pios, and however much a mortar costs, I think it's 270. Not entirely sure. He has an Ostwind. That manages to kill the whole squad. This squad becomes Vet 3, my first Vet 3 rifle squad, I think. And there's 2 Panzerschrecks laying on the ground there. I try to pick up both of them, only one gets picked up because they have BARs, so they can only pick up one more Panzerschreck. He almost dies there from the Ostwind, but luckily Vet 3 plus retreating gets him away safely. Very close, because you can see he has hardly any health. Now, I didn't mention it, but I did build a 105 in my base. That was part of the reason for going infantry. One was for the artillery for 150 munitions, the other was for this, because I am floating manpower and fuel. But sadly, it can't reach his base. I fully expected it to reach his base, but it can't, so I just barraged the cutoff on his base. And here's the Ostwind again. I throw a sticky bomb, because these are Vet 2. They have long-range sticky bombs and long-range grenades, or maybe it's just long-range sticky bombs, not entirely sure. But the long-range sticky bombs do manage to
The enemy is down to
damage
50
the
points.
engine on the Ostwind, and my rifles there just pick up a Panzerschreck. Not sure where that came from, but yay, another Panzerschreck to help kill the Ostwinds. So that's the second Panzerschreck I've picked up, and that MG backs up. I really expected him to retreat, but he didn't. But I just figured, it's not worth following him. I'm not going to kill him like that. Killing these Pyos would be better to do. He manages to pick up a bar that I didn't even see over there, and then gets in the church to stall me, which he does successfully stall me. I put my rifles here, and they just shoot at those Pyos. I fully know that his MG is moving up to shoot me, but I want to kill the Pyos before I run away. So I just have my riflemen shooting the Pyos, not sure where the MG is now.
Enemy unit down.
But the Pyos are now dead.
Back to full strength in no time.
Wow, that was a really low health Vet 3 squad, so I almost lost that squad. I'm glad I didn't. There's the MG. I'm not getting suppressed. I tell my artillery, 105, to shoot the cutoff again. I consider shooting the MG, but I'm just like, I have so many rifle squads, I'm just gonna flank him. It'd be better to prevent any more squads from showing up and flank him than it would be to kill the MG and have more squads show up, because that's just what I thought would be better. If I can flank the MG, he can't do any damage. If he brings more squads, but I kill the MG, he will do damage. I mean, he still will lose the battle, I think, but he will do damage. At least this way he can't do damage, because he can't bring any more squads up. So the Ostwind, you might have seen, was coming from the north of the church. You see him on the mini-map. Flashed twice, probably missed it, really. He also has another Ostwind at the cutoff of his point. Now you see on the mini-map at the top VP, there's a red triangle. That's his Ostwind right there. Even show it to you. So I move this. I put 2 rifle squads there, one with the Panzerschreck, and I face my AT gun towards that Ostwind because I know it's coming towards me. He's trying to flank me. And yeah, so I have my AT gun shooting it. Is it going to shoot it again? Nah, it's out of sight now. So I have my rifle squads here. The Panzerschreck shoots, hits, and 1 long-range sticky bomb. My AT gun dies with the AT gun crew, but I do kill the Ostwind, and I can just recrew the AT gun, which I decide to do with my Vet 3 squad. See my howitzer? I'm like, oh yeah, I have a howitzer. Let's use it. Because I never use it for like planned barrages. The right way to use it is to barrage and then attack, but I don't really need to attack, so just random barrages. Hopefully kill something. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. There's no harm if I don't. So yeah, 428 VPs versus 3. He's now capturing the one at the top. I thought this was GG, but no, it is not, because he's capturing the one at the top. So now it's stuck at 3 for him. And I also saw another triangle at the fuel point. The lower fuel point, the lower +5 fuel point. Yeah. I'm not sure if I saw it in-game or not, but I just saw it now while watching this. So now he has 2 VPs and mine are counting down. I have 426.
Sector being
this Vet 3 BAR squad with the Panzerschreck is annihilating this
enemy unit down.
KCH squad. Knights Cross Heroes. Knights Cross Heroes are really weak unless you give them Vet 3. Once they get Vet 3, then they're strong, but not before that. So, like I said earlier this game, Vet would have helped him quite a bit. But he didn't get Vet, and yeah. He loses because of it, really. He says GG, and I say GG. And that's it for this game. I think he drops, or maybe the VPs count down, not sure which one. Pretty sure the VPs count down actually now, because it's at 1, now it's at 0. So, let's see, he has that Ostwind coming to my base. Doesn't actually get anywhere. I have all these rifle squads, a howitzer, an NG squad. What else do I have? 2 AT guns. Rifle Squad with the Panzerschreck, Vet 3. I'm not sure how many Vet 3 rifles I have. Another AT gun. A Vet, Rifle Squad with no Vet. A Vet 2 Rifle Squad with BAR. So I was going to say Panzerschreck, but they didn't have a Panzerschreck. He had 2 Pyos, another KCH. I didn't mention it when it was moused over. But this bright light from the Ostwind. Awesome. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this. Thumbs up the video if you did. Subscribe for more Company of Heroes videos. Comment about it below. And until next time, guys, bye.